Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Holy Smokes Barbecue channel. Today we are going to be making a kind of like a seafood boil, only rather than boiling it, we're going to smoke all of it. And it's going to be incredible. We're going to do 4 things on the Pit Boss today. We're going to be doing snow crab legs, shrimp skewers, also going to be throwing on some potatoes and some pork kielbasa sausage. And we're going to just serve it all up together. And if that weren't enough, we're also going to cover it all with our own homemade clarified butter sauce. And I'm telling you, once you've had this kind of food smoked, you're never going to want it any other way. So my mouth is watering, I'm sure yours is too. So let's dive in. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make our clarified butter. So what I have here is 6 sticks, that's right, 6 sticks of melted butter. And really all clarified butter is just butter without the milk fat, which is this kind of top layer here. So I'm just going to grab my spoon and I'm just going to sort of skim off the top. Now I am outdoors right now and it's cold, so this butter, I got to kind of get this butter going or else it's going to start to firm back up. So probably I'm going to keep this inside, you know, as we're not using it so that it doesn't start to do that. So you can do this as much as you don't have to do this. There's nothing wrong with just having regular butter, but I just feel like when it comes to having seafood, there's something about that crystal clear clarified butter that is just next level. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of skim this off. All right, that looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to sit this over to the side, and this is where we're going to take this from butter to something even more amazing. So I'm going to take a few different things and we're going to add here. First, I'm going to add about an ounce of this Zatarain's shrimp and crab boil. This stuff is phenomenal. It's concentrated, so you can also buy this in a powder, and I've actually got about an ounce of this left, so I'm just going to put that entire thing into there. Okay. Next thing is I'm going to put in some parsley, and we're probably going to do about, I don't know, 3 tablespoons or so. 1. As you can see here, I'm being very precise with my measurements. That in there. So next I'm going to put in some seasoning, and this is a kind of a Cajun seasoning that I sort of did my own thing with. There's a lot of different stuff in here: salt, pepper, paprika. There's some fresh thyme, some other stuff, but you could really just use anything as long as it's like a Cajun branded seasoning. So I'm going to put. We'll see what we do here. Let's just start 1, 2. 3, I just heard the Pit Boss kick on behind me. 4, let's do a little bit more for good taste. There we go. Alright. Now this sauce is going to be used for practically everything that we do today. I'm going to mix this all up. You can see now it's, as that stuff starts to come together in there, now it's really looking like a different substance altogether. So we're going to save some of this for dipping. We're going to put it on our crab legs as we get them set up to go on the smoker. We're also going to brush this on occasionally throughout the cook. So we're going to not use all of it initially. All right, so we've got that all mixed together here. All right, so I mentioned that we're also going to be doing some potatoes. Now, normally if this were in season, I would also be putting some corn in with this, but where I live, corn's just not in season right now, so we are instead using potatoes, but you could use really whatever you want. So I'm not going to do much of these potatoes. These are smaller potatoes and I've just cut them in half. I'm just going to season these a little bit, just with some salt and pepper, because they're going to still react nicely to that butter that's going to go on. I'm just going to sort of toss these in there a little bit. Not much. I also have my Polish kielbasa down at the bottom of this bowl, so it's going to get a little bit of that seasoning in there too. Okay, and then these are just going to go right onto the smoker, and these are going to take the longest to cook, which is why I want to go ahead and put them on. All right, so we're going to be using a 2-stage cooking method today. So I'm going to start everything off with my pellet grill just on the smoke setting. That's going to take us up to about 160 degrees. Once I'm there, we're going to put the potatoes on and we're going to let them cook. They're going to take the longest to cook, so they'll be on for the entire duration of the cook. Right, so then the next thing to go on is going to be our sausage, and then we're going to put on our crab legs, and then finally our shrimp. We're going to go sort of in that order. Now, the potatoes, since we're cooking at a lower temperature, I'm not worried about them getting burned or overdone or anything like that. Same with the sausage, because the sausage is technically already done. It just needs to be heated up and get that nice smoke flavor in it. The crab legs are gonna take probably about 25 to 30 minutes to cook, and then I'm gonna throw on my shrimp probably during the last 15 minutes or so. And they're gonna be the quickest to cook. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and put my potatoes on the smoker, and then we'll be back and we'll get started on getting our butter onto these crab legs. All right, so my potatoes are on, and now there's, again, not much I'm gonna do with this sausage. All I've done is I've kind of cut it up and butterflied it, so into these kind of smaller chunks. I'm gonna lay this directly on the grill grates, and we're gonna get that going. So I'm gonna put these on, and then we'll get back to our crab legs. All right, so what I've done here is I've taken my butter sauce and I've put it on top of my my crab legs here. I'm gonna do just a little bit more. I can tell that the butter is starting to kind of firm back up because, again, it's a little bit chilly out here, which is to be expected, but it's also not the end of the world. Because as soon as it hits the heat of that smoker, it's gonna break right back down. So as you can see here, I've just got that butter sauce in there. It's fully coated, these crab legs. So now it's time to transfer these over to the smoker as well. All right, so my pellet grill is right now on the smoke setting. It's at about 160 degrees inside, which is the perfect temperature to get started. You can see I've got my potatoes, my sausage are in there. Now I'm just gonna take these crab legs, just gonna put them right on there. You can see that butter has definitely hardened up on there. Again, not a big deal, don't worry about it. All right, a little straggler in here. Put that guy right there. All right, so now I'm gonna put this back. I'm gonna close this up. We're gonna come back in about 10 minutes. You can see I've got my shrimp over here ready to go on. Not gonna put them on quite yet because they will cook very quickly. So I'm gonna come back in about 10 minutes. I'm gonna check on them. I'm gonna flip everything. I'm gonna baste everything, and then we'll start talking about getting our shrimp on. All right, so it's a cold day, right? And on a cold day, when you're cooking outside, you've gotta be adaptable and you gotta be a little bit flexible. So before I said I was gonna keep everything at like 160, 170 for about 10 minutes. So I did that, but my temperature started falling off a little bit inside of my pit boss, and that's due to a number of factors. First, it's due to the fact that it's cold out here. It's about, I don't know, 35 degrees outside. Also, my smoke release was all the way open, so I closed that completely. I also went ahead and turned up the temperature to 225 in the hopes to really get that temperature to rise inside of the pellet smoker. Right now, it's at 210, so we're in a good spot. I'm gonna leave it here for about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm gonna come back in, check on it, and then we'll start basting all of this delicious food that's on the smoker. We'll be back. All right, that seemed to do the trick. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's looking really nice. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some of my butter sauce here. I'm just gonna spoon it right onto the crab legs. I would brush it, but I want to make sure that I keep, you know, the mixture of the spices and everything, and they just kind of fall off a brush if I did that. All right. You can hear that sizzle in there. That's what we want. I'm also gonna put this right on top, oh yeah, of my kielbasa. And because it wouldn't be the Holy Smokes Barbecue channel without a little bit extra, we're gonna go over these potatoes too. Not a ton, just enough. A little bit on each. I can start to see that the color on the potatoes is starting to happen. Like I said, that's gonna be the thing that takes the longest to cook. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flip my crab legs over. Oh yeah. Start to see some of that color coming on this other side here. Now I know you might be thinking, are you even gonna be able to taste that? Because we're taking these out of the shell. You'd be actually pretty surprised and amazed at how much of this you can actually taste just by having it on the outside. All right, so I'm gonna give it another 10 minutes or so, then I'm gonna come back and we'll get our shrimp put on. All right, it's been about another 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and get my shrimp on. So let's take a look. Woo, man, the smell. I don't know, can I say it? Holy smokes. That smells good. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have my shrimp on skewers here just because it's easier to manage that way. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these on right back here with what little real estate I have left on my smoker. I'm gonna stick those on. Gotta move some stuff around. The good thing about this is that basically everything else is practically done. So I'm just going to move this stuff over here. I mean, we're using every single square inch of this cooking surface here. But I want to make sure that these are touching the grate. You could put these on individually without using the skewers, however you want to do it. It's fine. Flip these crab legs over again. All right, now I'm gonna come back in just a few minutes. I'm gonna flip my shrimp over and then, of course, hit them with some more butter, and then we'll be back. All right, I'm losing daylight here, but I think that we're gonna be good. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Oh yeah, fantastic. The shrimp are already starting to turn that nice white color. Of course, you know what we gotta do. Hit them up. Yeah, with that butter sauce, there we go. All down the center. I find that right about now is a great time to add that sauce to them. And of course I'm running a little bit low on my sauce now because I've been using it for basically everything. So I went inside and actually put some of it into a couple little ramekins so that we can have it as a dipping sauce as well. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and flip them, and I'm gonna use the last of my butter sauce. Look at that. I mean, this is just a great picture, right, of all this stuff on the smoker. I love how versatile the Pit Boss pellet smoker is. This is the Pro Series, and just absolutely love it. I cook on this thing, I don't know, 3 times a week. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. All right, let's put that over there. I'm gonna say bye-bye to our butter sauce as we use the last of it here. The crab legs look delicious. Potatoes coming along nicely. Those will be done by the time we pull everything off. Get it one more time here. And you know what? Just for good measure, I mean, I still got some left. Let's just get those crab legs one more time. And remember, we actually soaked the crab legs in the sauce for a little bit, just because I like this. There we go. All right, officially out of sauce. So now let's just let those shrimp finish up, and then we're gonna pull it all off of the grill at the same time, and then we're gonna dig in. All right, before I pull this off of the smoker, I wanna give a real quick shout out to the folks over at Naked Woodworks who made me this incredible custom Holy Smokes cutting board. This thing is solid, it's super, super high quality, so check them out. I'm gonna put a link to Naked Woodworks down in the info section below. But now, let's get the food off the grill. Let's go. All right, I got everything taken off, and just because this is how we do it in the South, we pile everything together and put it all out at once. I'm gonna dump it all right onto my cutting board. Look at this. Woo! Come on. Yeah, it's falling on the tray. That's fine. Falling out onto my table. No big deal. That's totally fine. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a smoked seafood boil. All right, I can't wait to try this, so I'm just gonna dig right in. I'm gonna start with a piece of this smoked Polish kielbasa sausage. Oh, whew. So good. With these shrimp. I mean, the butter makes everything better, right? And then, of course, we got to go with a crab leg here. Whew, look at that. I'm gonna go ahead and just dive right in here. Piece that meat. Oh, I gotta say it again, holy smokes, that is good. All right, well, there you have it. I cannot wait to dig into more of this in just a couple minutes, but that is our smoked seafood boil on the Pit Boss. Every single thing made on the Pit Boss, every single thing drenched in that clarified butter sauce that we made. And hey, check out my video that I made on bacon wrapped little smokies. I just had these again for New Year's Eve. They're absolutely incredible. They're pretty addicting, so watch out. But we'll see you next time here on the Holy Smokes Barbecue channel. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Make sure that you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and then comment down below what you would like to see us make here on the Holy Smokes Barbecue channel. Love cooking outdoors, so anything that we can make, we want to do that. See you guys.